Hi, I'm Kirk Rothrum with Select Receptions in Syracuse, New York for Disc Jockey News. And this is the Electro Voice ZLX-12P. It's a 1,000-watt two-way powered speaker with a 12-inch low frequency driver and some huge surprises that you've never seen before in this price range. In fact, it's just $400 street price, and it's from Electro Voice, a name we all know and trust. I'm going to take a closer look and see what's the catch. First impressions are obviously visual, and the ZLX-12P does not disappoint. It's got a full grille with what they've referred to as a brick pattern, but it's just a good-looking full grille beveled edge speaker with some really modern cuts. As you can see, it's got a slanted cut at the bottom, slanted edges, slanted top, which does disappoint me because the speaker is not stackable for storage, but that's something I'll cover a little bit later. But a good-looking back panel with some good functionality and features. And then obviously a wedge to use it as a monitor. But it's a great-looking speaker, and if you're doing weddings, I would absolutely have no problem having this at a wedding or any high-end function where a first impression or presentation makes a difference. Speakers cannot be invisible. This is definitely the next best thing. There are three handles, one at the top rear, one at the bottom rear, and then obviously one here in the monitor wedge. The handles are pretty convenient with the exception of the top rear handle. And the fact is, when you the way the speaker is balanced, when you pick it up by that handle, the bottom rear automatically swings out. So it's somewhat awkwardly balanced. The front bottom of the speaker touches the ground every time when you pick it up or set it down. So I can see some potential for damage or scraping or worse to the bottom front of the speaker. That said, not that big of a deal if you're careful, but I think it's somewhat awkward to carry it with that handle. And the fact that it's balanced that way kind of eliminates the convenience of having a handle on top. This is the back panel. As you can see, there are vents, which were an oversight in the Live X series. There's some at the top and at the bottom of the rear of the speaker. The connectivity is absolutely wonderful. No RCA inputs, but there is a 1/8-inch aux in, which is perfect for an iPod or an iPhone. Throughput, inputs 1 and 2, which are combo jacks. Both levels can be read right there, and then a master volume. Obviously doesn't have the full connectivity that the QSC-K12 has, but I don't know if it's a fair comparison considering the speaker is less than half the price. One of the coolest features of the ZLX family, without a doubt, is the DSP menu. The speaker is not only beautiful, but it's smart too. Now, I've dimmed the camera so you can see what's going on here, so you won't see my hands, but I'm going to go ahead and click the master volume button in, and you enter the DSP menu. A huge range of options in here. First being sound mode, which includes music, live setting, which I believe is about a flat frequency response, speech, and club. Music sounds great to my ears. Location, pole, monitor. So when you're using the speaker on the ground, it's obviously coupling with the ground and creating more bass. So this has some EQ settings to offset that. And then bracket. The speaker is flyable. Treble, bass, sub. You can use it obviously with a sub. And there are high-pass filters here at 80 Hertz, 100 Hertz, 120. And then a setting for the Electro Voice Live X 18-inch sub as well, the ELX-12P. Which is great for me because I have a couple of those. The LED option for the front of the speaker, on, limit, or off. LCD dim, which this just will dim after a few minutes if it's not used. LCD contrast, reset, info, which includes the firmware. And then one caveat to this. This is where the signal clip light is, and that isn't that convenient to me. One of the things that I think is missing off this back panel is a dedicated LED that warns you when you are overloading. Frankly, you can't really see this screen from 15 feet away at an angle, so it's not exactly ideal. I think a bright red LED that's just dedicated for that purpose is a lot more attention getting to let you know that you're pushing your speakers a little too hard. Obviously, it doesn't make sense for me to try to show you what a speaker sounds like through my lav mic and then through your computer speakers. But what I will do is bang some beats through them and see if we can't trigger that limit warning on the back of the DSP menu. The speakers to my ears are pristine, clean, powerful. They have nice deep bass, punchy, and the mids and highs aren't harsh at all. I'd say they're very articulate, great for everything from modern music to lush string arrangements. In a real-world situation, that limit warning, in my opinion, is nearly useless. I think it's a clear oversight on EV's part to not include a dedicated red LED. So the fair and logical question is, where did they cut the corners? I haven't figured that one out yet, but I've used them at multiple events and they sound great and they look great. And at $400, they're less than half the cost of their nearest competitor, which is the QSC K12. Frankly, to my ears, they sound better than the K12 with more presence, better clarity, better bass, and more punch. And they're 34 pounds, they're even lighter than the K12s. I think the EV has raised the bar with the ZLX family. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. Once again, I'm Kirk Rothrum for Disc Jockey News.